This myth that you're gonna listening to in a moment is very popular, and it is that all the programmers are nerds, introverts, and if you're a programmer, you don't actually have to talk to other people. If you think about the vision of a programmer, very often you have a person that is sitting in a basement and writing some weird signs on the keyboard, and maybe from time to time can hear some creepy sound from the background. But yeah, if you said it 20 years ago, maybe it might have been true, but not nowadays. Nowadays, the projects that are being realized by companies are so complicated that very often it's not really possible to handle it by one person. The software nowadays is so complicated in its nature. It has so many aspects, so many different problems to solve that, like I said, it's not possible to understand, handle, analyze, and program all of this by one person. Try to imagine that Facebook was written by only one person, and even if you try to click through all of the options that you have in a Facebook, I mean writing posts, writing comments, finding people, inviting them to your friends, changing settings, your privacy settings, etc. Yep, if you go all through all of those settings, you'll see that it's not really possible for one person to have an idea to write a program like that, actually analyze the problem, analyze the needs of the people, and after that figure out how to write the solution, actually write the solution, test the solution, and deploy the solution to production, including testing environments, development environments, etc., etc. Yep, so it's not really possible for one person to handle all of those things at the same time. And that's why nowadays you work in teams. And it's like a football team. You're actually playing to the same goal. And it's the same with IT projects. So very often, even if you're a great programmer, you also have to know how to communicate with people, how to cooperate with other people. And I'm saying that because very often the most common problem is the knowledge transfer between people. Because let's imagine that there is one guy who is analyzing the problem, and okay, he has figured out how you can solve the problem, I mean from the business perspective. So what are the needs of the client, let's say, and after that he has to transfer this whole knowledge to a programmer. And if he fails, then the programmer wouldn't be able to understand the needs, and he would program some weird things that were not actually necessary or needed. And the same goes if you talk about the knowledge transfer between programmers themselves, right? You're working with few programmers at the same time, and they have to talk, they have to transfer the knowledge. It's not that each time you'll have the whole knowledge that is needed to develop the program. Very often different parts of the knowledge are spread between people in a project, and they have to communicate with each other to understand or to help them code together. Because yeah, it's surprisingly, sometimes if you code with two people talking at the same time, it's called extreme programming. It means that you're sitting with other person in front of the same computer, in front of the same program, and you're programming and talking at the same time. And very often, surprisingly, this way of development can be faster than when you'll be doing the same thing alone. Yep, so like I said, actually it's hard to be an introvert or nerd, to not talk with other people in the team nowadays. So except for programming, you also have to have at least some soft skills to communicate with people. Yeah, and that's all when it comes to this myth. So thank you very much and bye.